Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, the Roger Dubuis Much More Perpetual calendar in white gold. It is difficult to classify these early to mid-2000s Roger Dubuis watches. They maintain the same fidelity to traditional graces such as complication, fine finish, and chronometer certification found on the Dubuis watches of the 90s, but they also embody some of the bombast and brashness that would come to characterize Roger Dubuis from the 2000s to its present. And so it's very difficult to reconcile a watch that's built like a Patek Philippe, but projects the character of something from Hublot. But that's exactly what we have right here. Geneva hallmark, a French observatory chronometer, robustly complicated with a fine tractor movement and in white gold. This is a 28-piece limited edition, and you can see it's unconventionally shaped. This is the Much More, as they call it. So, Much More Perpetual calendar, 34.1 millimeters across from 9 to 3 without the crown. In terms of thickness, 11.7, so not very thick, but 59.5 from lug to lug. It is a very broad watch with a idiosyncratic 25 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Now we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference. I'm going to try to zoom out a little bit more than usual now. You can see this watch is somehow contained within my wrist, but also too big for me. So we'll zoom out as far as I can to give you some perspective. I think you need a wrist a little bit bigger than mine. I think you need a 17 centimeter circumference wrist just because of the span, the almost 60 millimeter span across the wrist. That said, it is flat and it will easily slide under a dress cuff. Taking a look now at some of the details, you can see they use screws and bars to fix the strap to the case. I always love to see that because that entails greater security than a spring bar setup. And on a heavy watch like this, that's appreciated. We've got a relatively simple white gold pin buckle here with Roger Dubuis branding externally. And then rolling back to the case, you can see we have vertical satination. We also have polished facets. And taking a very careful look, if you get extremely close, you could see that it's a monoblock case. There is no separate bezel here. Everything loads through the back. So the lug to case junction is razor sharp, and the case flows from case flank to the bezel with no seam between them. That's a super clean look, and that's a consequence of building this all as a monoblock. We have a Dubuis branded crown. You can easily enough see that this is a modular complication since the center line of the crown is far lower than the center line of the pushers that adjust the calendar. Taking a look now at the dial, I would call it salmon, and that's a fair assessment, but it has a strong undertone of orange that not every salmon dial does. It's an extravagant orange or salmon orange lacquer, and you can see we've got polished frames for the calendar system, the day, the month. We've also got a pointer style date, a moon phase, a leap year indicator, and a spade style hand for the hours as well as the minutes, a little chemin de fer or railroad track internally, and then all vertically oriented Roman numerals. If you look at 8, 9, 10, and 2, 3, 4, but then radially oriented if you look at 11, 12, 1, and 5, 6, 7. So it's an unusual design, but there is a deliberate calculation here that makes it work. I would also say that you're probably wondering right now, what does Bulletin d'Observatoire mean? Well, it means this is a Besançon certified observatory chronometer. So Besançon Observatory is in France, so this is a French chronometer. And it's important to note that the standards are basically those of the COSC, governed by the ISO 3159, but the Besançon test involves a fully cased-up watch. So that's a little bit different and a little bit more realistic than the COSC, which tests a bare movement before it's shipped back to its manufacturer and cased up, which can actually change things. So a Besançon chronometer cert has a little bit more swagger than COSC. Also worth mentioning, if you look on the case back, Geneva hallmark. The movement itself is based on the Longines L990. Roger Dubuis calls this the 5739. The 990 was created in about 1978, and was one of the last, if not the last, in-house Longines automatic movement. It's a very fine, thin, upscale tractor caliber used by many, 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 many. Vianney Halter, Blancpain, Breguet, and others. Breguet calls it the 8810. I think they have an evolved version called the 8815. But the bottom line is, because it is a very thin, fine, and torquey double barrel movement, it's often used to drive complications. So here we have a perpetual calendar. No need to reset it, provided it keeps running until the year 2100. A moon phase, which you'll note features aventurine glass for the moon disk, and that moon phase doesn't need to be corrected for 122 years in between adjustments. We have Geneva seal, we have the 5-position adjustment, 25 pivot joules, 2 barrels, a 4 hertz beat rate, and a power reserve of 44 hours. You can also see that the anglage, the engine-turned perlage, the stripes, the mirror finish on the screw heads, as well as the swan's neck fine adjustment and the stud holder, all world-class. This is number 12 of 28, and it is approximately 20 meters water resistant, so don't take it swimming. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions.